Welcome to HDPP Live on a Saturday night to the UK and around the world with photos, memories and friends. This is HDPP Live. How are you this evening? Are you all well?
Hinckley District has the present for you, meeting friends old and new. Streaming Wednesdays and Saturdays too, with founder members Paul and Sue. The smiles that we bring are a heritage thing. HDPP, keeping history alive. HDPP, streaming HDPP live. Where local memories survive. HDPP, streaming HDPP live. Film clips, photos, memories and friends helps a dreary night go by. We're in Hinckley, six of the best, stupendous, quizzical high. The smiles that we bring are a heritage thing. HDPP, keeping history alive. HDPP, streaming HDPP live. Where local memories survive. HDPP, streaming HDPP live. Let's take you back in time. A community affair. We'll take you for a ride. Henson's cab will take you there. We're making history. HDPP, chat room applauses. History supporting local causes. Streaming HDPP live. Betty is our queen bee. The sweetest honey candy. Dangerous Den here again. HDPP live. Hey, you know we keep it in HDPP.
Come on, let's have them a clap. Let's have them a clap. Good evening. Oh my word, here we are. Here we are again, happy as can be. All good friends, jolly good company. Welcome. Come on in if it's your first time. Come on in. Come on down and rest your wallet in your purse. Welcome to Hinckley District, past and present, live from Hinckley. Yep, we're here. Promise you, we are in Hinckley, live in the centre of good old Blighty. And it's lovely to see you all this evening. Happy St. George's Day. I was thinking about putting on a flag round here, but I didn't have time. I've had a busy day today. But anyway, we're here on this St. George's Day. Have you had a good day? That's the thing. Let me just scroll up to the list of messages that's come in. Everyone's here tonight. It's really, really good. Ian Roberts first in tonight. Hello, Ian. Glad you're with us. Daniel followed in. And even Mr. Nosy got in really quick tonight. Hi, Steve. We're looking forward to your Nosy tonight. It's a good one tonight. A great one last week too. Anne Hunt's here as well. Dave B, I'm here. He's floating on the canal somewhere on our network of canals. And Dave B, he said he didn't move too quickly. No, you don't on a canal really. And he's a one-finger typist. I could say something, but I'm not going to. Anyway, good evening also. Clive Armstrong, he's here, wishing us happy days. And indeed, Mary Blake's here. She says, I'm here. I'm in charge for a Sunday night. Nice to tune in. I'm in for a change on Sunday night. She normally goes out, usually at the theatre. You know what you people are like in the theatre. I don't know. And anyway, we did see Mary yesterday in the Citizens Club, yeah. Great. Lovely to see Anna and Jeff. They were there yesterday, but we was a bit tied up with the grandchildren, as you probably know. There's a bit of a typo in there because Mary goes on to say love you, but what she meant to put was lovely to see you, but got a bit excited and pressed the... I've done that, so I know what you mean. Pat Galloway's here with a big hooey. We were doing that with Anna the other day, cooeying. Honestly. So Kevin Beasley's here. Carol Beasley's here as well. She's got her toes curled up, wriggling her toes, and enjoying a sort of spot of something nice for a Sunday evening. And so there we have it. Also, David Allen, all the way from Boston. We've got Skegness with us this evening as well. Hi, Dave Eggington. Great that you're... Is the tide in or out? Or can't you really tell it's Skegness? Who cares? You're here from Skegness. And Mrs. Poldark is here too. Hi, Kit. Glad you could join us tonight. You're going to like tonight. Not a lot, but you're going to like it. Jeff Wallace, as I say, is here with Anna. They're gone back to Lincoln, yes. Yes, Anna is with Jeff in Lincoln. Ah, lovely. And as you can see from all the greetings coming, Dangerous Den is here. And like I say, Dave B is a one-finger typist, or as I say, one of the Hunt and Peck Brigade, because you go, you see. Well, I always think it's a good gag. Anyway, Russett's here. Out of the Crops are here. Wait a minute, hang on a minute. Is the theatre shut tonight? No, the Crops are in. And he said, one of us is a nervous wreck after a 7-6 penalty shootout. Now, I wouldn't know. I was too busy putting the final touches to this programme this evening. But there we go. Anyway, and Jane Brown's here. Hi, Jane. Are you okay, sweetheart? Tim's there as well. Hopefully he's looking after you as well on this Sunday evening. Oh, hello. Grandad's here. Steve's joined us tonight as well, which is good. Russett's here. Judy's here. Hello, Judy. Judy Petefield from the Concordia Theatre. So we've got a lot of people here, Judy, that defect to the Concordia when I'm either doing my social nights or when I'm doing this show. You can't blame them, really, I don't suppose. Anyway, Kay Norton's here, yes. And Carol Business, I'm doing my crotcheting tonight. I thought for a minute I could say something there, Carol, but I'm not going to. I'll tell you Wednesday. I'm doing my... God, I should get into trouble. Don't do it, God. Anyway, so if you had a good St. George's Day, hope you have. Anyway, in tonight's programme, some great stuff for you. 6 of the best. We'll be doing that in a few moments' time. We've got part 2 of our local feature from Stuart Watson. We'll be doing Barrel and El Shilton tonight. We'll be doing that. And let's see what else. We've got a lovely little railway piece tonight for you, David Blower. A little railway piece, only a little 10-minute piece. You'll like it. And, of course, we've got our great nosy. Going to be a good one. Very colourful nosy, apparently. Looking forward to having a chance to see it all. Yep, it looked good. Now, this afternoon, did you get your alert this afternoon? Let me know. Let's see what comes up there. Because I turned mine off. Because Sunday afternoon is my time. And I like to inspect the inside of my eyelids. So I do, yeah. Anyway, so, but Mrs. G left her phone on because she wanted to hear what it sounded like. Like, quick, run for the hills! Something like that. And, anyway, but the whole country had their, their this warning, text, warning sound, Whilst I could see what it's all about, I thought, well, I'm turning mine off. Yes, Anne Hunt said, got the alert. Let me just show you at the bottom here. Yes, she says, I got the alert. Absolutely. You'll see it in a moment because that'll crop up in a minute. Jeff Wallace got his. Daniel said, I didn't. Oh, okay. You didn't then, did you? That's interesting. Okay. Right. Well, while we're sorting that out, first of all, let's do 6 of the best and we'll get into our features this evening. Now, as always, with 6 of the best, remember, don't put your answer down there. Don't miss this. Don't put your answer in the chat room because people nick your answers and say, oh, yeah, that'll be right. So don't do that. But watch very carefully as we're going to the 6 of the best. Remember, we demand the best of your local knowledge as well here. So here we go with no further ado. Let's go. 6 of the best. And we start with a nice, easy question this evening because we've mentioned this so many times. I hope you've been paying attention over lots and lots of these live streams. We've used this question before, probably in a different format, but the answer's still the same. What was Alma Road previously known as? Was it Pitt's Place? I live in the pits. Was it Sandpit Road? Or was it Sawpit Lane? One of them is the correct answer. So that, my friends, that is question number 1. Question number 2. Now you might learn something tonight. Which term and try not to go on Google, by the way, because you can give yourself an extra point for not using Google or any other search engine that's available. Which term refers to a group of pandas? Is it an embarrassment, a shame, or a pity? One of them is the correct answer. It's true. I tell you it's true. And it's not under the true or false one either. So what term refers to a group of pandas? That's question number 2 in 6 of the best. Question number 3. Were we paying attention at school when we learnt the answer to this question? The Indian elephant is larger than the African elephant. Is that true or is it false? Ooh, now then. Is it true or is it false? That is question number 3. Question 4. Guess the year. Now, this is the year that Disney World opened to guests. The original film Willy Wonka, careful how you say that, Paul, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory film was released, and Apollo 14 mission to the moon was launched. So, what do you think? I can hear you now thinking, oh, yeah. Good. Anyway, now, question number 5. Where am I? I am in Hinckley somewhere. I like this one, actually. In fact, Mrs. G had a damn good guess, and to be totally fair to her, I said, even though you're wrong, that was a real good guess. So, we're in Hinckley. Now, what I've done there, I've blanked that sign out because it would have gave it away. So I've blanked that out. But where in Hinckley do you think I am? Somewhere in Hinckley. Yeah. There's like a little industrial area somewhere, doesn't it? But there's lots of those around the town. So, where am I in Hinckley? And now, the highlight of your week. Yes, you know what it is. It's the anagram question. And listen, I was a little bit peeved earlier on. Mrs. G looked straight at this and she came straight out with the answer. And I said, "You've been cheating?" "No," she said, "it just jumped out at me." Anyway, a couple of hours silence then proceeded. However, there you go. Changeover Dockyard Torrance. If you rearrange Changeover Dockyard Torrance, you'll find a peaceful little haven here in Hinckley, which we all know. But will you get it right? So, very quickly, through the questions again. What was Alma Road previously known as? Question 2. Which term refers to a group of pandas? Question 3. The true or false? The Indian elephant is larger than the African elephant. True or false? We're going to guess the year Disney World opened to guests. The original film from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory was released. And Apollo 14 mission to the moon was launched. Question 5 rather. I'm getting all excited now. There we go. Where in Hinckley am I? Daniel Coburn, he's got the anagram already, Mrs. G. Too easy tonight. Too easy. Question number 6, and the anagram question, which Daniel Coburn will now not need to do because he's got it. Change over Dockyard Torrance. Quick, if you can do it as quick as Daniel Coburn. David Blower, you better get this now, blimey. So easy. A peaceful little haven in Hinckley. There you go. That's your 6 of the best for this Sunday night. And as I say, we'll keep referring back to that throughout the programme. There we go. Look, there are people having a right old chat in the chat room now. All the way. So to join the chat room, it's quite easy. You can see the little chat box. And of course, lots of people sit there and they're chatting away while they're watching the stream or while they're doing 6 of the best, which is great. And it's lovely. That is it. Dave Eggington, you can switch off now, Dave. Yeah. Another one that shows how easy the anagram is tonight. Well done, David. The clue helped massively. You see. Well done, David. Well done, Daniel. Well, at least you got it before. Oh yeah, he's missing tonight, isn't he? Yeah. Where's Mr. Denny tonight? Oh, I bet you he's got his head scrawling around doing his book. Yeah, right. Okay, let's move on into our features this evening. Before we start, St. George's Day. I wonder how many of you know the story about St. George and Dragon and everything. Well, just before we came on air, I had a quick look. Oh, that'll be a good little 6 minutes worth to give you the leg end. The leg end that is St. George and the Dragon. Listen, sit back and enjoy this little snippet. Enjoy. Even better if it'd play.
Our tale begins outside the city of Selene, a Roman province in what is now Libya. Lurking in a large pond was an immense dragon. The dragon dominated its environment as it sat at the top of its food chain, and it was not long before it set its sight on Selene, devouring its people and livestock as they came to the pond for water. In order to satiate the dragon's voracious appetite, and assuage it from attacking the townsfolk, it was decreed that every day a sheep be given to the dragon. For a time the ploy worked, but then the dragon's appetite grew, and soon the ordinance called for 2 sheep per day, and then 3. Soon the city of Selene had run out of sheep, but the dragon still had to be fed, lest he turn upon the populace, and the people die of thirst or dragon's wrath. A new solution was brought up, but one that broke the hearts of its citizens. The children and young people of the town would be chosen by lottery to feed the dragon. Whoever the lot fell upon, wealthy or poor, was delivered to the dragon. It was a heavy toll indeed, and each day there were cries of pain over the loss of their children. But what could they do? No one dared question the ordinance of Selene's king, and the city lacked the strength and courage to face the dragon in combat. The dragon may not have attacked the city itself, but it was slowly killing it, piece by piece, child by child. The townsfolk were trapped. They needed a hero. One fateful day, the lot fell upon the daughter of the king. Desperate to save his daughter's life from the beast that waited outside the city gates, the king begged his citizens to draw again, offering them all his wealth just so his daughter would be spared. But his subjects could not be swayed or bought, for they all had given up something more precious to them than gold or silver. The king had no choice but to oblige. The princess was dressed as a bride and taken to be delivered to the waiting dragon. As the princess waited for the monster bound to the spot, it just so happened that at that very moment a knight rode into the clearing. He was adorned in strong armor, a lance in one hand, a white shield in the other, bearing a red cross. This was St. George of Cappadocia, a warrior of some renown and a devout Christian. When he saw the weeping maiden, he ventured forth to learn of her predicament. After explaining to the saint her situation, she urged him to flee the area, save his own life, and leave her to her fate. But no sooner did the words escape her lips that the ravenous dragon appeared before them, ready to consume the two of them. The princess shrieked in fear, but St. George made the sign of the cross and valiantly charged. Their battle raged on, and the sounds of their skirmish rang out across the glade. George battling braver than ever before, and the dragon, for once, battling a worthy opponent. In a last-ditch effort, George thrust his lance clean into the dragon's flank, wounding it deeply. As the dragon was trying to gather itself, St. George freed the princess and had her wrap her girdle about the dragon's neck. Using the girdle as a leash, St. George led the defeated dragon into the city. The townsfolk all at once were astonished and afraid, yet joyful that their princess was unharmed. After reuniting the princess with her father, St. George stood before the stunned crowd and the dying dragon, and offered to put an end to the creature's life and their long suffering, on the condition that they convert to Christianity. It was certainly a small price to pay after all the suffering they had endured. Upon agreement, St. George beheaded the dragon, ending its cruel life. After the dragon's corpse was carted out of the city with 4 ox carts, St. George proceeded to baptize the king, the princess, and countless citizens, old and young alike. The king granted the brave knight a reward of gold and silver, but George instead urged him to divide it amongst the people. After St. George went along on his way, the king had built a church honoring the Blessed Virgin Mary and the incomparable St. George. And in the place where George struck the dragon and its blood sank into the ground, an immense spring emerged from the soil, whose water was said to be so pure that it could heal any injury and cure any illness. So ends the tale of St. George and the dragon.
Oh, what a good one, eh? What a good one. Now we know. Because let's face it, not always, we all know he slayed the dragon, but that's just one of the many sort of interpretations of the story. And I thought, as it's St. George's Day, and as I didn't get round to putting my flag out like I normally would do today, I thought, right, let's mark St. George's Day there. So, anyway, it would appear my anagram is so easy, people are falling over themselves getting it right. Unless your name is Jan Kirby. Hi, Jan. She said, my brain isn't working. Bless her. Anyway, we're going to give you we'll give you 6 of the best very, very quickly in just a moment. Just to remind you, of course, on Wednesday night, I hope the crops are listening, Wednesday night, it's the social night, of course, and we have this, Old Hinckley in colour for the very first time. Now bring your 3D glasses because you're going to need them. No, I'm joking. You've seen the pictures before, but not in colour. It's true. And on Wednesday nights, the first time I'm doing this presentation, and it'll be great when I finished it, I'm sure. But please come along. It's our April social night. Should be really, really good. Okay, that's Wednesday night, unless you're going to the theatre, of course. We would love to. You know what I'm joking about that. I know you enjoy the theatre, and we like the Concordia Theatre too, don't we? Yes, except when it clashes with the social night, you know. Anyway, so there we let's go now as quick as we can to 6 of the best for any late comers. Yeah, Alan Crop, need to check theatre tickets. Look, you see, it's actually put it down there. Have a look in the chat. See what I mean? Little teasers they are. They really are. 6 of the best then. Here we go. One more time. And very quickly indeed. Question 1. What was Alma Road previously known as? One of them is the correct answer. Question 2. Which term refers to a group of pandas? One of them is also the correct answer. Question 3. The Indian elephant is larger than the African elephant. True or false? Number 4, guess the year. Disney World opened to guess. The original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory film was released, and Apollo 14 mission to the moon was launched. Where am I in Hinckley? Let's just leave that on just a second. Just get your bearings a bit. Just a little bit. If I'll give you a bit of a clue. Next door, where the sign is blanked out, a long time ago, a chapel used to be there. That's all I'm going to say at the minute. You'll find out why a little later. The anagram question, which a lot of people are getting, unless you're Jan Kirby and a few others, change over Dockyard Torrance, rearrange that, and it will give you a place in Hinckley, a little haven in Hinckley. right? It is, and the clue is quite subtle in that one. I think it's very good, almost gives it away. Yeah. So there you go. We'll be back to that after we've had a little bit more of our local feature. Now, last week we were running tight for time, so we cut it in half. So this time, if I've got it right and set it right, I should be able to take you to Barwell or Barrel and Earl Shilton tonight. So if I click the magic button like this, here's where we start. Let's go with Stuart Watson.
Now to the common and its entry into Barwell. Late 19th century, and the two cottages just visible on the left of the screen give us a position with children and prams on the road. The same two cottages today, but a completely different aspect on the opposite side of the road, and today's traffic prevents leisurely strolling up the road. Hardly recognisable, this view of Top Town in 1905. Known then as Malt Mill Bank, this has seen some vast developments. We hear stories of massive traffic jams of coaches delivering and collecting workers for the flourishing boot and shoe industry that used to be. The narrow Shilton Road, flanked with tiny cottages, and the visible steeple on the primitive Methodist chapel. Recently in 2005, the chapel, having been converted into flats, had serious fire which destroyed its remaining roof. Terraced cottages line Chapel Street, leading to the Wesleyan Chapel. Prior to 1912, when mains water was installed, these cottages, to obtain their supply of water, had to cross the road to one of the village water pumps. Seen here, on the edge of the pavement outside the Blacksmith Arms. The shops and houses on the left of the High Street, Barwell, in 1905 were obviously built in a fashion to last. As seen now, they appear to be the same apart from the odd facelift. The property on the right has seen a few changes, although the majority remain unblemished. Further down the High Street, a horse and cart reminds us of 1906, and the National Church School has a pronounced school frontage of the day, with its protective walls and gates. A similar frontage still exists and must bring back memories to many who have studied within its portals. In 1902, this view of the High Street towards the Red Lion has the two cottages on the entrance to Church Lane. Once again, noticeable is the freedom of the roads experienced with the lack of traffic. Yet again, only facelifts, leaving the main structures unchanged. About 1906, a much narrower church lane, known then as High Close, and the dense trees obscuring a clear view of the church. No difficulty in getting youngsters to pose for the photograph. The rectory having been removed and road widening during the years, and pruning of the trees gives us a better view of the church. Taken in 1921, the main co-op stores of Barwell. This area, together with Top Town, seems to have made Barwell unique with two centres. Of recent years, the premises have been home to the established Carpet Cottage. Known locally as Stebby Lane and one of the numerous boot and shoe factories, Geary's. The house on the extreme right of the picture was built around 1911 and the transport scene here was of that period. Today, of course, the house still exists, but the main frontage of the factory has disappeared. This photograph from a few years earlier, before the building of the houses in 1911, shows the women leaving work wearing long dresses and all with a hat. A peaceful Chapel Street in 1911 shows a roadway completely clear of traffic and lined with garageless terraced houses. Today it's impossible at any time of the day or night to find the street not lined with parked vehicles. The Jubilee in 1911 of King George V and Queen Street celebrates in a traditional manner with flags and bunting and street parties. Yet another example of properties without parking facilities. (1905) in Shilton Road, and terraced houses but a little more upmarket in appearance, with well turned out children and the primitive chapel and steeple in the mist. Once again today congested with parked traffic at all times. Such was the fierceness of the competition between Barwell and Earl Shilton that you almost needed a passport to cross the border between these two villages. Approaching Earl Shilton in 1920, this picture of Hinckley Road, taken at the corner of New Street, illustrates that a certain amount of affluence had arrived in the area, with substantial semi-detached houses being built. More or less unchanged, these properties remain as a main entrance to the village. The apparent wide expanses of Wood Street in 1912 show considerable forethought by town and country planners of the day. Still, without a bypass, Earl Shilton has regular traffic congestions as a result of the necessary traffic light controls. The turn of the 19th and 20th centuries, and the Hollow was a major central junction in the village. In the centre of the photo, the twin gable fronts are worth noting. Legend has it that there was once a giant mangle provided by the Raven family where the general public would wring out their washing. The Earl Shilton Building Society offices are now a distinctive feature of this area, and the twin gables still exist over the village's remaining butchery shop. It must have been quite nice to have no concern for traffic back in 1910. And drinking and driving didn't bother the customers of the King Bill. Even crossing this road in safety at rush hour today is a major undertaking. Sometime in the 1920s, the High Street was beginning to get traffic along with the three-wheeler Morgan, but more significantly, the High Causey on the right of the screen. The identical High Causey still prevails, and the Mansion House comes in for many discussions as to its origin. Quite unrecognisable today is the junction on Almy's Lane, known by the locals in 1926 as Powder Hill Alley. Also, in local dialect, Best's Bakery was referred to as Bessus. The filling station is now defunct, as is the glory hole. Hopefully this will soon be tidied up. We did refer earlier to for better or for worse. Of more recent times, probably the 1930s, Wood Street, High Street and Station Road meet. Traffic is increasing, but the roads are wide enough to cope. The lamppost, it carries a sign to Elmthorpe Station. Probably many have never given thought to the name Station Road. An unquestionable necessity in the past for the local boot and shoe trade, remembered by Ray Orton, his grandfather, with their horse and cart, collecting the bends of leather from the station almost every day of the week. Closed by the Beecham rail cuts in the 1950s, there's no evidence today at all of having been a flourishing depot, and another gentleman has memories as a 6-year-old living in Stapleton and being walked from home to Elmthorpe Station for their annual holidays. How many today would consider this a brief stroll? Taken in 1905, the Wentworth Arms, designed by a famous architect by the name of Voysey, stood adjacent to the station, and as a result, no doubt gained much business from this. Still having the same outward appearance, but no longer with the occasional horse and dray. The small building to the right was the stables, and today is the bottling shed and storeroom. And so, continuing our round trip, passing down London Road, Hinckley, an unextended Holywell pub in 1915. Improvements and modifications have seen it grow to this modern hostelry. St Catherine's Church in Burbage, about 1911, was also more open planned, with the trees not yet fully grown. Children could not today take up a stance in the middle of the road. Almost obscured by the now developed trees, the church and its clock, mounted in 1887 to commemorate the Jubilee of Queen Victoria, the adjacent Archer Cottage, was and still is a feature of this locality. On the opposite side of the road is Cedar Lawns, a fine period property, and a smaller row of cottages has seen a number of changes, particularly the replacement of thatch roofs, and the Cross Keys takes on a new look. A little further down Church Street is New Road, adjacent to the War Memorial and at one time the village green. Its appearance in 1910 differs very little with today, only double glazed window frames and a coat of paint having been added. Close by the horse pool and looking north, Church Street in 1912 has grassy verges to the walkway. Today, no matter what time of day, you cannot see the footpath for parked vehicles, similar to many urban roads. Once again we remark, for better or for worse. Almost from the same spot, but looking south, the cottages on the right have long since disappeared in the widening of Church Street. Most of the other houses can be recognised in present days, but the character of the area has been changed. The corner of Windsor Street has had a checkered life. At one time the Boot Inn pub, then the village post office, then for many years a travel agency, but today insurance, mortgage and estate agencies has become a major necessity. Even in 1920 you could walk with ease up the middle of the road, and the Chequers Inn was a regular venue for many inhabitants of the day, as it still remains a popular local. The Three Pots, countryside peace and tranquility appears to be surrounding the Three Pots back in the 1920s. However, by then motorised traffic had arrived and was beginning to be the new way of life. This area being a major junction on the A5, it witnessed a variety of accidents. Today the Harvester stands back from the main road. As a complete change, throughout the film we have commenced each sequence with an old image. To finalise, we show an image of today. Possibly an accident in the waiting. This must be an example where it could only get better. Please hurry and make it, Hinckley, as it was.
We've seen it before, but it's always nice to see them again. Do you not agree? That was part 2 of our Hinckley As It Was. We had part 1 last week. If you're watching this on catch up, see the one before, you'll see part 1. Now then, busy in the old chat room. You can see the chat room flying by there. Absolutely. Really good. And of course, Dangerous Den had a Burbage boyhood. His book is available, of course, from Jasper's, as is Slipping Away by Lynette Lee as well. Now then, John Denny's here. He said, Paul, I got so engrossed in getting my book ready for the publishers, I'm late getting in. And if you believe that load of old nonsense, you'll believe anything. Anyway, let's move. Oh, John, I'm glad you could make it. Everyone's got the anagram now, mate. But we're going to do 6 of the best very, 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 very quickly. One more time before we have our next feature. Here we go. With question 1. What was Elmer Road previously known as? That is question 1. We're going quickly now. Which term refers to a group of pandas? One of those is the correct answer. No going on Google because you get an extra point for that. True or false? The Indian elephant is larger than the African elephant. Is that true or false? Guess the year Disney World opened to guest. The original film Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory was released. And Apollo 14 Mission to the Moon was launched. What year are we looking for? There's where in Hinckley. I've blanked out that sign there, which would have gave it away. But where in Hinckley? And like I say, Mrs. G had a guess, and she was a very good guess. And I thought, yeah, I know why you're thinking there, but it's not. But a damn good guess. Now then. Anagram question. Change over Dockyard Torrance, a peaceful little haven in Hinckley. Lots of you are getting it right. And if you can't, I'll be very surprised. Look at the clue, a peaceful little haven in Hinckley. Change over Dockyard Torrance. That is our anagram. Right, okay. And Dave B said, I've made no progress on that. Dave, you know this place. I guarantee it 100%. You've been there, you would know it. Even though you haven't been back to Hinckley for centuries, trust me, it was there and you will know it. Okay, we're moving on because I've got to keep an eye on the time now. Now then, talking of David Blower, found a lovely little black and white feature. It only lasts about 8-10 minutes this. And you know the old public information films they used to make, and you'd see them at the pictures and stuff, this man worked blah, 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 blah. Well, anyway, the people at the Great Central Railway at Quorn Station have made a series of these little films made today, but made to look like they were back, in the 30s, 40s and 50s. And it's a great little feature. And by the way, visit the Great Central Railway. It's a great day out. Let's see this little one called Station People. Bearing in mind, it's been made today, but made to look like it was back 40s and 50s. Here we go. Oh, there's a buzz, isn't there? Oh.
young boy what he wants to be. When he grows up and his face will light up with glee. A driver, he'll say, of steam engines all day, and charge across Britain's great iron way. The controls at his fingers, dodging soot and hot cinders, under bridges and signals up ahead. Passing fields and stations and woodland plantations, then home, time for tea, and then bed. For the steam locomotive is filled with romance to all those that come out to see her, but that's not to say that on the iron way, that elsewhere may be found to be bleaker. The romance can take place, away from the coal, at the stations in rural locations. Small country stations serving small populations, each with a character and soul. This modest station serves Woodhouse and Quorn, an area where royalty meet. A typical station of great central persuasion, and just like any other, it is and remains unique. On the station work a small team of staff with a close rapport, individuals with personalities, characters, traits and more, breathing life into the walls, the platforms as well, each with their own different story to tell. At the helm is the chap with gold on his brim, his knowledge of timetables, well where to begin. His standards are high, and he'll always insist that the best kept station soon in his midst.
Hello, British Railways Quorn.
Hello matey, message from control. Expect your goods after the next up stopper. Was delayed leaving Nottingham, but now needs to make up time. Do your best.
No problem, we're just sorting the final consignments out now.
Look at these chaps as this train rolls in, ready to carry your cases through thick and thin. Dressed in their jackets, their buttons on show, their caps on their heads, poised, ready to go. For this is the humble railway porter. He's 16 and besotted with the signalman's eldest daughter. Can be seen pasting up posters or carting round barrows, stopping only to light up his roll of tobacco. This chap's job is one of great prospects. He lives a varied life in many respects. With a clear head and steady persuasion, promotion may call at any occasion. The clerk is often well known for his fingers, black on the ends where the ticket ink lingers. He'll sell you a journey, a half-day tripper, or a weekend in Whitney, full of sea and smoked kipper. Any more passengers? Any more passengers, please? The inspector, it's said, is never misled to dispatching before it is due. He'll look at his watch and wind it a notch. That train will not leave till it's 4:32. A station is a symbol, the start of adventure, or a place of goodbye to couples who part. Yet most who pass through spare no thought for those who help them arrive and others depart. Now this is the chap in the signal box, who'd be fooled into thinking it wasn't Fort Knox. Insists any visitors who enters wears slippers, or if they haven't got any, wear socks. When a train arrives, there's a lot to do to get it away the time that it's due, but all is not well and she's chasing time due to troubles encountered further back up the line. Now is the time to claw back that time, for it's time for the station staff to shine. There's parcels to load and some to alight, not to mention the passengers, and time is tight. Here they all come with places to go, couples to London for a West End show, housewives with shopping, not stopping, they're gossiping about Ethel whose husband's in tow. Budding young actors searching rich benefactors, old veterans who fought in the war, chaps with conviction, shop workers, technicians, and old Arthur running late once more. The driver and his mate, upon the footplate, are another small close-knit team. Old Bert, whose whistle tells his wife he'll be late, and the fireman who gives him the steam. With a wave from the guard and a green for the road, the crew take charge of their cumbersome load. The station work's done, she commences the climb. From Quorn she departs, and she's running on time. Past the corn gangers who look after the track, who lift and screw and tamp and pack, so that your ride through Quorn remains smooth and stable, and that your drink doesn't end up all over the table. In the goods yard our wagons are waiting their loads. Arrivals by van coming in from the road. All shapes and all sizes come the parcels they bring, being checked by the checker, not missing a thing. Consignments to Leicester, to Rugby and Lutterworth, parcels to Nottingham, to Rothley and Culworth. Stacked in the vans, porters checking for time, then on they all go, storming off down the line. The guard looks out from the back of the train to his brake van's continuous, monotonous refrain. Started out life as this station's porter, became a guard one day because he thought he oughta. Now he gets knocked about all over his van and watches his tea as it's thrown out of its can. Wonders why he once applied for promotion, retirement soon, a more pleasing notion. And now this mainline country station, which BR once closed for obliteration, has become a place of recreation for volunteers of preservation. And while at times they must be parted, when the last departure has departed, they remain not downhearted, as the station awaits for a new journey that's yet to be started.
great film. I told you it was good now, didn't I? First of all, visit the Great Central Railway. It's not far away, and there's more of them sort of films on their YouTube channel. If you just go to YouTube, type Great Central Railway, they will come up as well. And also, the Great Central Railway, of course, is on a big unification project at the moment. You know, there's two Great Centrals, and like I say, they want to join them together up at Loughborough. And I've been watching some of the promotional films, you know, for fundraising, and they're well on target, but every little helps. So visit the railway and probably make a donation to their extension scheme. Like I say, then it'll be when it's joined together, it'll be 18 mile, which will be fantastic. That goes up there with the Severn Valley Railway, for example. So and the great thing about the Great Central is it's the only like twin mainline, I say mainline, preserved twin railway. It's got double tracks on a lot of its sections, which a lot of heritage lines haven't got, obviously. So visit the Great Central. That's what I'm saying. That's good. Okay. Hope you enjoyed that. I might find another one out for the future if you enjoyed that one so much. Now listen, I'm watching time, and I know you're all gagging for your nose there. And aren't we just? It's what Sunday nights are all about here on HDPP. And I was delighted that Steve managed to post his latest nosy in time for tonight, because I'm thinking, oh, if he doesn't, I'm going to be a struggling tonight. But need not have worried. Steve, duly obliged. We've all been enjoying his noses lately, and also particularly some of the fantastic pictures that Dave Capp has also been supplying for them. And like I say, these two guys, warning now, they're coming to our social night in September. I'm giving you all plenty of time. And if you don't make it that night, you'll have to bring a note from your mum and signed by your dad. Okay? Otherwise, that'll be it. So, don't forget our September social night with Mr. Nosy and Mr. Cap. Please come along. It's going to be a great, great night. I know it'll be good. Here we go then. Settle back. Here's this week's Nosy with our Steve Picker.
Hello, hey up and hey diddly, my name is Steve, and once again it's a great big warm welcome from myself to Let's Explore. Right then, as you can see, that there is the sea. And this is the furthest we've been from Leicestershire to make a video, and the simple reason for that is I'm on holiday, and whilst I'm on holiday I'm always going to go for a nosy, ain't I? But this is the east coast, we're in Yorkshire, not far from Whitby, so that is the North Sea there. It's a stunning morning, it's Sunday morning. Just over there, a bit of a village there which is shining in the sunshine, that is Robin Hood's Bay, another beautiful part of the world. But we're exploring a railway today. We've come to look for two tunnels that I've been wanting to see for a long time, and one of those tunnels is the famous Sands End Tunnel. But to get to Sands End Tunnel, Dave told me a week ago or so that you have to go through Kettleness Tunnel to get there. Now this little tiny hamlet here, this is Kettleness, and this railway, it's a fascinating one, you know, because they started building it in 1871, and then in 1874 they had to stop works because the contractor building it went bust, I believe. But not only that, this railway was originally intended to be built on a cliff edge, but some of it fell in apparently, so they decided to come inland slightly and build these two tunnels, which we're going to go and try and find today. Stunning views. Anyway, get you over to the maps to show you exactly where we are. Right, so as you can see, we are indeed on the edge of the North Yorkshire Moors National Park for this week's video, and that is purely because I'm on holiday as well. This is the furthest we've been away from Leicestershire for a video, but this is a stunning area on the east coast, and we're a couple of miles away from the town of Whitby as well, which is another beautiful place to look at these two tunnels. Okay, so before we go for a nosy, because we've got a lot to do today and not a lot of time to do it in, I just want to show you this map here, courtesy of Rail Map Online, which is a fantastic resource if you're into your railways. Go and check it out. Now, a few weeks ago, Delighted Dave was telling me about Paul and Rebecca Whitewick's video about Sands End Tunnel. Now, if you're not familiar with Paul and Rebecca Whitewick, type in the Whitewicks on YouTube and you'll find the channel. And if you're into your railways and canals and stuff like that, you'll really like what, the videos they make, I think. Anyway, so what you're looking at here on this rail map online, that blue line is the route as it was built on this Whitby Redcar and Middlesbrough Union Railway. Now that purpley slash lilac colour that goes round the coast, that was the original intended route, and they ran into problems. The first problem was, the contractor, I think, went bankrupt. And the second problem was when they started building it again, I think the railway actually fell into the sea pretty much. I mean, they were risking it, weren't they, building a railway on the edge of the coast like that. So that's why they built these two tunnels, because as you can see, the blue line, they actually brought the railway inland slightly. But as part of that lilac coloured stretch of line there, the original intended bit, they intended to build a tunnel as well. Okay, so this arrow is actually pointing at the tunnel as built at Sands End. Kind of goes at a bit of an angle from right to left or left to right or whatever, as you can see. As it goes up the screen, up towards the top left-hand corner, you can just see where it says air shaft there. So can you just about make that out? Where that arrow's pointing now, it says Old Tunnel. And it's quite exciting, this is really, because I've just shown you where the tunnel as built is, but this is the one they built originally before it all went Pete Tong. Now, the exciting thing is, this tunnel, because it's on a map, it will still be there, but it will be buried. Now, where it is, it's in a very precarious position. There's been landslips and all sorts, but that tunnel most likely still is there. Now, Dave was telling me, Delighted Dave, he said, Steve, hey up. He says, I've been reading up about that tunnel, and apparently, he says, the boring gear is still in it. Well, you can't get to it, and if you can, you need mountaineering gear and bloody all sorts. Anyway, I know you're all itching to go for a nosy, and we've got a lot to do, so let's go and do it. Let's go and air nosy. Right then, so we have indeed reached his first tunnel, Kettleness Tunnel, that one just there. And that is a roundabout, I think it's 300 odd yards long, not very long this one. Now there is an actual gate on it with a lock, I think. It might be unlocked, I don't know. But it's to stop livestock getting down there. Hell of a lot of sheep and cattle round here, you know what I mean? So we're going to explore this first anyway. I'm going air butchers. It's turned out to be a stunning morning, and it's a good job I've got my wellies because it's very muddy and some of it's quite deep. Right then, so here we are then, Kettleness Tunnel. Bit of a bonus tunnel for you really, because, to get to the one we really want to get to, you've got to get into this. But I've actually just climbed up that gate because it is locked, but you can use it as a bit of a ladder, because the actual, the mesh, it's been broken off, of course. But not a bad little tunnel, this one, to be honest with you. And typical of many tunnels that we've seen, built in stone so far up, and then gone to engineering brickwork when they built the arching. So we'll walk through it anyway. Brilliant, you know what I mean? Absolutely fantastic. Right, so when I was showing you the maps, I told you that when they were digging these tunnels out, they had side adits to the cliffs to get rid of the spoil, you know, what they were digging out from the tunnel. And here's this first one. I mean, this is amazing, this is. Look at that. So we are indeed going to go up there now. It looks a bit of a perilous task, to be honest with you, but we'll go up there anyway. Let's go and have a look. Right, so this will give you some perspective. There's your main tunnel at Kettleness. And then here is this fantastic side adit. So we're going to go up there. As you can see, it has fell in a bit. And this is all before we get to the main tunnel, you know, so it's not a bad bonus, this one, to be honest. It's a good nosy. Just got to watch where I'm walking here. Right. Low ceiling, a lot of it, there's been quite a bit of falling in. So what they would have had, they'd have had a little tramway here, if you like. And at the end of this, I can imagine, you know, a proper tip, you know, like a stop block. And they'd have hand pushed, I imagine, wagons up here with spoiling and then tipped it over the edge, either into the sea, or it depends what angle the cliff goes down at, don't it? But I don't know till we get there. I can hear birds singing the other end, so there's been people down here. Look, you can see footprints. I'm supposed to be on holiday, you know. Oh, this isn't a holiday for me, to be fair. Good idea, really, weren't it? You know, to get rid of the spoil, what they dug out. But hard work. Right, with these sort of things, I always go to the side. So, right. Yeah, it's not too bad, he says. Hoping for a good view when we get out here. Oh, we got through anyway. Wowzers. Oh, I can smell that beautiful sea air. Wow. These bloody rocks here. Look at that, it's like it's being held up by that small rock there. Can you see that? That's mad. I ain't going to touch that. Oh, right, I'll be careful here. So yeah, they were indeed getting rid of all the spoil here. I'm not going to go close to that edge. I ain't that daft. I'm up here with the bloody seagulls at the minute, look. Wow, what a view. I tell you what, it's a beautiful day. It's stunning. And if you were a seagull coming back from a fishing trip in the North Sea, this is what your view of the adit would be like. Yet again, what a fantastic nosy. And honestly, the air around here, it's got that hint of saltiness in it. It's fantastic. But we have got to go back through here, back into the Kettleness tunnel, and we need to go and find the one that we've actually come to look for, which is about a mile long. So I don't know what state that's going to be when we get there. Got the wellies anyway, you know how it is. The seagulls are having a moan. Probably got nests up there. Probably moaning because I'm gallivanting about. Mad, ain't it? Absolutely mad. Anyway, let's get back in that main tunnel. We do have daylight. We've come to the end of this particular tunnel, and now we need to find the one we've actually come here for. I mean, this little tunnel on its own's a video, but we're going air nosy anyway. A lot of water coming through at this point. Usually isn't there? Right then, so one tunnel down, one to go. And I mean, this tunnel, all on its own's a video, to be fair. I mean, that side adit going out to the North Sea, absolutely amazing. I've never seen anything like that before, but a good idea, brilliant idea to get rid of your waste. But as you can see, same, just fell in a bog. Got it on camera as well. My heart went then. But But yeah, same as the other end, but the gate's been took off this one. Anyway, this is amazing. I mean, what amazes me is just the fact that, Pratt and I, just the fact that they had the audacity to build a railway here. You know, I mean, look at this. I mean, it's incredible. And I mean, just show you this again. You know, look where it is, folks. Tunnel there, you know, cliff there. So, genius, absolute genius engineering. Right then, so here we are, Sands End Tunnel. Just there. And this here, if you remember, you know when we went in Mapley Tunnel, if you ever watched that video, and if you haven't watched that, it were a good one actually, in my opinion. But it had got all this like ribbing holding the actual tunnel up inside it, because it had subsidence problems from the Gelding Colliery near it. And that's what this is. And there's actually a bit of it there as well, look, just up there holding the tunnel up. So, but yeah, this is, I think, just over 1,600 yards long, maybe 1,652 yards. Not sure, don't matter, it'll do, won't it? But I'm sure there's people, I know I'm sounding like an idiot, but when I was in there, I'm sure I could hear people, and maybe they've walked up here in front of me, I don't know, but a bit strange. But yeah, we'll go in here anyway. There is. There's people here, I'm sure there is. There is, I can hear someone. Would be, wouldn't they? Look. It's like that ain't my torch. Put it in your pocket. I can see a bit of a red light now, so. There is. Right, I'm just going to get on with it. I don't know what's going on down there, but as you can see, look, there's a green light there, whatever. So here, the tunnel's actually, it's bulging out a bit. I don't know what's worse, them green lights down there. Yeah, there's people, they've gone quiet. Whatever, I'm going down now. I've drove 40 odd mile, but yeah. This is just over a mile long, I think, or just under. I ain't gonna lie to you, I am a bit on edge, but we're going down. It'll make for an interesting video, won't it? That's bizarre. It ain't, it's not light from the other side. No way is it. I think this tunnel, it's almost like a laser show or something, isn't it? It's mad. Hello? Is that people down there or what? They're definitely lights. I ain't seeing things. This is nuts. I don't know. It is, isn't it? Jesus Christ, I don't know. This is weird. I don't know whether to turn round or not. Whatever the hell's going on, it's interesting. What the hell are they doing? How you doing? What are you doing? How you doing? You all right?
Steve, we've come to meet you on your holidays.
Oh,
Can't get away from us. Look who's with me. Welcome.
oh, you taking the piss or what? I can't even go on bloody holiday.
We've even got the Timotane man here to see you.
And not Rare Rob, surely.
It is, look.
I just been stood up there. I thought there was a flipping alien invasion down here. About shit me saying.
We're having a bit of a dance waiting for you.
Yeah, assholes.
Get down and boogie.
Oh, bloody hell.
We couldn't let you go on holiday without meeting up with us.
No, I'm sure at this point all my viewers know that this is a put-up. But what do you reckon to this, everyone? They had to come up, didn't they? They had to come up and have a nosy. Look at this. Dave's brought a laser. So, look at this. Look at this here. Not many other people in railway tunnels doing this, is there? Look at that. That's unbelievable, isn't it, Rob?
It is. You switch your light out on your video, Steve. It looks even awesomer.
Awesomer? Is that a new word, is it?
Yeah, you read it here first.
How are we diddling then, David?
All right, young Stephen.
Well, to be fair, everyone, I will be honest, we all came in the same vehicle. Yeah.
What an amazing note this has been.
Oh, it's incredible, isn't it? Look at that.
Steve, look. No one's doing tunnel pictures like this.
There will be now. Right then, so you lot didn't think I was going to come up here and leave these three nutters out, did you? Surely not. God knows how that's going to come out on camera. Do you know what I mean? I hope it was a bit tense for you watching it back at home, but yeah. No, there was no way I could come and do this on my own without asking these three to come up. You know, it's an extraordinary place. What's up? Is there someone up there now? Oh, right, yeah, because his laser thingy bob, you know, it's voice activated as well. It's a brilliant bit of kit.
Yeah, that looks awesome. Look at that, Steve.
So, as a video maker and Dave being a photographer, you know, we visit quite a lot of these dark, dingy places, you know, tunnels, culverts, etc. Now, the thing with railway tunnels is they can get a bit samey, and unless they've got some sort of features in them, like these ones have today, you know, they've got them fantastic adits, you know, they can, you know, they're all pretty much the same, aren't they? But they are incredible structures. So we've been, you know, thinking of ideas recently of how to, you know, change the game a little bit instead of just using, you know, standard torchlight. So we had this idea of, you know, putting on a bit of a laser show down them. And anyway, surprise, surprise, Dave phones me up one night and he says, "You'll never believe it, Steve, I've gone and purchased a laser." So, you know, he's indeed breaking his duck and actually using them in this video. Now, all these photographs that you're looking at and are about to see, they've not been tampered with. We've just put a bit of a show on down there with the lasers, and just, you know, Dave's just he's just snapped the actual image as it is, the photograph. So enjoy. What did you say earlier? Now, Rob went to see a Pink Floyd tribute last night. Now, he had to pay for that light show, and now he's down here for free. Could have brought... I nearly called him Happy Gilmore then. I mean, David Gilmore. Could have had him down here, couldn't we?
That's awesome.
Plenty of...
Look.
Hey? Oh, yeah, what's that then?
That's falling out.
Bloody hell! Crikey! Yeah, we won't walk underneath that. What do you reckon to that, Dave? Yeah, all right then. Oh, I've bossed you about enough already today, I suppose. Yeah, so this rubble then is from where they've pushed the actual shaft in from above. So we'll have a little butcher's. Plenty of water coming down. I tell you what, I bet this is deep, you know. As I'm getting soaked. Oh my God, look at that. Unbelievable how they built them. Jesus Christ. Look at that up there, Dave. Right, so this gives you an idea of the state of this tunnel. So, as you can see, we've got laser lights again. We've got a bit of a bulge there, and that is going to go at some point. What's going on? Oh, right, yeah, watch what you're doing. It's a bit precarious, isn't it?
You right, Dave?
So, if you remember, when we went to Cold and Low Tunnel and explored that, it was a Christmas special nosy, weren't it, if you remember? We had some really deep mud in there that were this orange colour. Now, this doesn't look as extreme as that day. I hope it's going to stay pretty much like this now. I mean, I don't know what it's like down there. I mean, this tunnel's on a gradient, isn't it? Yeah. You can see it going downhill. Looks like it to me anyway, but if we can keep walking to the left, that'd be ideal. But I did see a photo on the internet. You know this adit that goes out to the coast? Yeah. I did see that looked really bad and proper full of it. I don't know if we're going to be able to...
We're going to get down here.
No. Right then, this other adit. Yeah, it's here. Wow, look at that. Oh, that's pretty good, that, isn't it? Crikey, look at that up there. Yeah, here's his adit. Here's another one of them, another one of them potatoes here and all, look. Look at that. You can smell the timber, can't you?
Yeah. Now this is the less sketchy one.
Right, oh, there's another one, is there?
Yeah.
Right, okay. There's definitely been people walking up here. Look at that. Seen a lot of action, isn't it?
The other one has collapsed in recent
Is it? Well, we're not risking anything, mate. We'll go a little way in. Yeah, it is proper shit up. Yeah, that wasn't my backside, by the way. That was me standing in something. Yeah, it gets really... it could get quite deep up there, Steve, to be honest. Right then, as you can see, there is light at the end of the tunnel, and we've got another one of these shafts that's got water spilling in here. Sounds really good, actually. And then right next to it, you've got another one of these adits. Wow, just look at that. Now, this is better than the last one. Now, probably not going to go all the way up here. It does look sketchy. You can see light at the other end. That is indeed the cliff face. So, again, there would have been a bit of a light tramway down here. They may have had horses down here, but men may also have been pushing carts up there, I imagine. We have got a bit of a storm drainage channel in here, bit of a manhole. It's an interesting bit of rock there, isn't it? But I'll go so far down, not too far. As you can see, like I said in that first tunnel we went in, the brickwork, the actual construction stops about there, and then they've lined it with these timbers. And they're actually bracing them as well, as you can see, because, you know, if they're not there, then the inevitable is going to happen. But, as you can see, I mean, just up there, it's been properly lined, this as with timber. Now, you know, in this day and age, in 2023, folks, wood is very expensive. Now, I imagine this actual job to align this would have been very expensive as well. They made a good job of it though, Rob, haven't they?
Yeah, definitely.
Made a right good job of lining this. It's just like when you go into a mine. I'll go a little bit of the way, and I'm not going all the way down there. We've been to the end of one today. I know there'll be a few of you probably booing there. But see, the problem you've got in places like this, ladies and gentlemen, now this iron oxide, as I think it's called, that orange stuff. Now, in the last adit I went in, that I didn't go all the way in, I released a really bad eggy smell in there, you know, gas that's trapped. Not from me, I didn't release it, but gas that's trapped in the ground. And it can be deadly. So you've got to watch what you're doing. And just look at this here, look how that's bowing there. I'll be quite honest with you folks, I'm a bit uncomfortable with it, so I'm not going to go all the way up there. There's no phone signal down here, and I'm on holiday, and I want to enjoy my holiday. Do you know what I'm saying? But I think that's enough for you to see anyway. But you can see light up the other end. Extraordinary place though, absolutely. Right, well, we have reached the other end now. Yeah, 1,600 yards, a good mile, but I hope you enjoyed that anyway. I'll do the outro at the other end, but you can't get out this way anyway. This is properly blocked off, so. Got some amazing photography down here, really did. You know, them laser lights, great idea, masterstroke they were. Right, I'll go back to the other end now. I'm getting a bit peckish now, do you know what I mean? It's really cold down here. It's warm out there though. Looking forward to it. Right, well, unfortunately, that concludes today's video. And do you know what? It's been a laugh, isn't it? I had to try and make it a bit more different because a tunnel's a tunnel at the end of the day. But like we've been saying off camera, you know, this tunnel and that one over there, they shouldn't have been here in the first place. So the story behind them is brilliant. So it was worth coming up here and making a video. I know there's been billions of bloody videos made up here, but I've tried to make it a bit different. We brought a laser with us.
Got a laser with us.
And also, you didn't see these planks in the first part of the video. I had to try and make it a bit entertaining, didn't I?
As if we'd let Steve come on holiday and come to this
Yeah,
place.
there was no way you'll give me some peace and quiet, will you?
He didn't want to be
He
without
needed
us.
his idiot friends.
He needed his
Idiot friends, idiot friends, idiot friends.
sods.
You're not going to let that one drop, are you?
No.
Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I've got a feeling it's going to be another long one, like Rob's legs.
I thought you were going to say something else.
No, I won't going to say anything else. No, I don't want to know. We're not going there. Oh,
Nice to have Rob back.
yeah, it is nice to have Rare Rob back. We ain't seen him. He was meant to come out last week, but, you know, he's got other things on the go and that. But, yeah, fantastic stuff. But, yeah, good tunnel, that. Very interesting. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe and share it. If you didn't like it, then dislike it. Whatever, it's a free world, isn't it? Well, we've still got freedom of speech and the freedom to kind of do what we like. Make the most of it.
Yeah, and if you come to Scarborough or Whitby, look out for Let's Explore Seaside Rock.
Yeah. There you go. So anything to else, chaps? Anything else to add, chaps?
Nope, all good from me.
No? Anything from you, Robert?
Nope.
There you go, that was enough. No.
You heard it here first.
You heard it here first. Anyway, we've got to walk through Kettleness Tunnel again on the way out, so I'll bid you farewell and I'll see you again very soon.
Toodaloo.
Toodaloo, bye-bye.
There he goes, and look at your responses to that. Steve, you've done a grand old job there, and people love that, particularly with the lasers and stuff. And I'm going to be honest now, when I downloaded that video, I thought it was only going to be 20, 25 minutes. It was 30. I thought, oh my word, but well worth it. You're loving that. Now, I'm going to give it a little poser now. Well done, Steve. No one mentioned the lion. No one mentioned the lion, and I've seen it. I know you joke. No, I'm not actually joking. Seriously, though. When he went out that first, adit, when he went out the first adit, as he came out, as he was coming out into the sunlight, there's a rock. You know the rock that was balancing, that big rock that was balancing on that little one, Steve? Seriously, there was almost looked like, I mean, it wasn't really lion, but it almost looked like like a lion and its nose and eye. Seriously, go back and look. Don't look for anything grand, but it almost looked like it was a lion. This rock looked like a lion in its sort of head and an eye. Honestly, I'm not joking then. That's true. Have a quick look, you'll see it, and it looks like it's looking out to sea almost. And I thought, oh, that's good. And then, we didn't mention that. Yeah, anyway, just take a look, Steve. You might see it. You might need a bit of imagination. I mean, Ooh, maybe I'm seeing too much into things, but I mean, it was just a freaky thing. Admittedly, it wasn't any there deliberately, but it just looked like one of those nature's little. I'll put that there and see if anybody notices. Anyway, it's been a long nosy tonight, and you know what that means? It means answers to 6 of the best. We're running so tight for time, so we'll go straight to the answers to 6 of the best this evening, and we'll of course start at question number 1. So let's have your answers to question number 1. And we was asking, what was Alma Road previously known as? And we gave you 3 choices, of course. Was it Pitt's Place? Was it Sand Pit Road? Or was it Saw Pit Lane? It was a lot of pits. Whatever it were, you was in the pits. There was no doubt about that. Let's see if anybody has been paying any attention. Anne, well done. She's first in with Saw Pit. No, not it's Saw Pit Lane. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Saw Pit. Saw Pit. Saw. Well done for those of you that have got Saw Pit Lane. Well done indeed. Give yourselves a point. That means you've been paying attention to our older knowledgey bit, so that's good. Well done indeed. And on to question 2. Now then, which term refers to a group of pandas? Is it an embarrassment, a shame, or a pity? Let's see who's going to get in with that one. I'm sure you've been Googling this, but when you don't Google it and you get it right, and your honesty tells you, well, you know, you get an extra point. Jan Kirby, no, oh dear, but Jane Brown comes in with an embarrassment. Yes, correct. It's an embarrassment of pandas. Daniel Coburn's on slow internet tonight, just answering from the first one. That's okay. No, it's not pity, Dennis. No, it's an embarrassment. An embarrassment of pandas. Wow, a potty panda. Stop it now. So that was the. So if you got an embarrassment of pandas, give yourself a point. Now then, true or false? We're looking for true or false. The Indian elephant is larger than the African elephant. Is that true or false? True or false? Let's get your answers in now, and we'll soon find out as we have a look to see. It's false, says Jane. Right, true, false, true, false. The answer is false. The answer is false. It's all the way around. The African elephant is bigger than the Indian elephant. Yeah, you know what I mean. So once again, if you got false is the correct answer for question number 3, give yourself a little round of applause and give yourself a point. Well done. Anyway, Daniel Coburn's wrestling with his autocorrect. Don't worry. Right, okay then, guess the year. This was the year that Disney World opened to guess. The original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Family was released. Family Chocolate Factory film was released. That's twice I've done that. And Apollo 14, Mission to the Moon, was launched. We are looking at, oh yes, you've all come in right with this one, I see. 1971. I remember that, 1971. What a great time it was, yeah. Playing footy out in the no, walking on the moon. It was all good stuff, yes. It was 1971. Okay, the Where in Hinckley. Let's see if anybody's got an idea where this is. This is where we are in Hinckley. Now, like I say, Mrs. G had a go, and where she guessed where it was a damn good guess. But it wasn't. But I'm delighted to say that Jane Brown has got it right. She's on fire tonight. It's Druid Street. We are in Druid Street. Gary Norton said, is it Wood Street? Good once again. Gary, that is another good guess. I know why you're thinking Wood Street. That's a good guess. But well done. It's not Millview, Mary Blake. That's exactly where Mrs. G thought it were. But Kevin Beasley, the warehouse Druid sitting. And for those of you that probably don't believe me, I'll show you a wider shot. Here we are. That's where we was. Look, warehouse. There you are. That's it in Druid Street. That is exactly where we were in Hinckley. So give yourself a big pat on the back. Well done. Oops, he knocks his microphone as he says, anagram question time. Change over, Dockyard Torrance. Let's have your answers, please. A lot of people have got this right. The clue was a peaceful little haven in Hinckley. And Jan, you will know it. Come on, Jan, you'll get... And Jane's in first again with the Rock Gardens, Coventry Road. Carol Beasley, the Coventry Road Rock Gardens. Yes, Dennis Perkins, the Rock Gardens, Coventry Road. Mary Blake, Rock Gardens. Yeah, Rock Gardens, says David Allen. Well done. Everybody doing well on that one. It was very easy. We thought we'd make it easy. Though we'll get away from the pubs for a week and then we'll go back to the pubs next week. Pat Galloway, I'm not getting on anybody's back. Well then, if you say so. Come to a rock garden, says Daniel. So well done. Time to total. Let's give you a clap. Time. Anne Hunt says, how long have they been there? Well, it was in the 1930s when they were excavated and stuff, when they developed all that end of the town. Well done. So anyway, Marie 2, Alan 2, same 2. That's the results coming in. Kevin Beasley, only 3 this week. Jan Kirby's got 3 this week. John Denny, 4. Okay, John, okay. Russet, 1. As usual, bless her. Dennis says 4. No Google. Well done, Dennis. Mary Blake, 4 for me. Pat Galloway, 2. Blimey, Carol says 5 for me. That's a first. I'd have another drink if I was you, Carol. 3 for David Allen, 3 for Daniel Coburn, and 4 for Anne Hunt. And Jane says 6 tonight. We really enjoyed the programme. Thank you. She's leaving. Before we change his mind. Well done, Jane. Queen Bee's got 4 and Elaine Galloway 3. Well, that is brilliant. Well done. So Jane Brown, go to the top of the class. You'll be in school tomorrow. I'm meeting the Heritage Heroes at St Mary's Church tomorrow afternoon, about 20 to 4, giving them a tour. That'll be fun, I'm sure. But well done, everybody. In fact, let's give everybody who took part this evening in the 6 of the best a nice big clap. Well done. Well done, Carol. I didn't Google either. Well done. Anyway, just a reminder that, of course, on Wednesday night, yes, here it is, our social night. Please come along. It's great fun when we all get together. Looking forward to this. Old Hinckley in colour. It's going to be really, really good. Looking forward to that one. It's going to be... Some of the pictures are really superb, and you'll see what I mean. Not all of them are fantastic, but some of them are really, really good, trust me. And on that note, I shall say thank you very much for spending your Sunday evening with Hinckley District past and present. We'll be back next Sunday, but hopefully see you on Wednesday in our social night. But until then, remember to keep it HDPP, to keep it live. Take care. Good night. Willow. The part of the programme we never talk about. For those of you that have probably joined us for the first time, we do this little bit at the end. A few dad jokes, something to make you have a little giggle, a little bit of a chortle, and to send you to bed with a little giggle on your face. Whether we'll do that tonight, I don't know, because it was a last minute thing tonight, but let's see how we do. Let's say, coo-ee, to all secret members that know this secret bit, welcome back. Don't tell everybody, they'll all want to come in. Right, okay then, are we all ready for our corny jokes bit? So we'll start with this one. This is good advice, this is. Never date a tennis player. Love means nothing to them. And if you're into Star Wars, you'll get this one straight away. What did Yoda say when he saw himself in 4K? HDMI. That's a clever one. I like that one. Meanwhile, back on the domestic front, I asked my wife if I was the only one she slept with. She said yes, the others were 7 and 8. Good. I used to hate facial hair, but then it grew on me. And as today was marathon day down in London, you see all that lot going around today, I didn't do a marathon. I didn't do one in 2018, 2019 or 2020 either. This is a running joke. And talking of feet, what has 5 toes and isn't your foot? My foot. Where does it get a foot? We're nearly there. Nearly. I'm reading a horror story in Braille. Something bad is going to happen. I can just feel it. Almost there. Last 2. I always knock on the fridge door before opening it, in case there's a salad dressing. No? Anybody after a car? Anyone looking to buy a DeLorean? Good shape, good mileage, only driven from time to time. Oh! With that, quick, go. Good night. See you soon. Bye-bye.